Hey guys, okay, today I want to talk to the person that feels like they are eating like a bird and not losing weight. Maybe you are eating 1,200 calories a day and that scale won't budge. You feel like you're doing everything that you can, starving yourself, and it's just not happening. And so what I want to say to you guys is that if you truly feel like you are eating so little and not losing weight, you're gonna have to come to the realization that there's probably some mistakes being made. And so for you to get back on track and really be successful and start losing the weight that you want to, you're going to have a big wake-up call with some of the things that might be occurring in your life every day. Chances are good, about 99% of the time, when someone can't lose weight, it's not because of metabolic damage, it's because they're over-consuming in food and they're unaware of it. They're not creating that energy balance that's needed. And so we do that whenever we don't calculate for olive oil spread all over our vegetables, and we're sauteing them and stuff like that, and eating off our kids' plates, having a little bite here and there. We tend to have food amnesia, and it's a big problem that we all have, and it's a real thing. And so we're not remembering all of those things. There's been lots of studies done on it. One study recently showed that of all the people that they were evaluating, when they reported the information to them as far as like food diary and what they were eating, 46% were completely false. They underreported by hundreds of calories what they were actually consuming, whether they were unaware of it, didn't know what was in the food, or like I said, food amnesia, they ate it and they just had no memory of it. And so, I always like to point out that your checking account is a good indication of where not only where your money's going, but also what kind of food you've been eating. The other problem is a lot of people say, they tend to go to like, well, I eat 1,200 calories a day every day. Well, what's happening is there may be some days you're eating 1,200 calories, but what about those other days? Because you're not doing that 7 days a week, 30 days a month. There are other times where you're eating off plan or consuming more, or say having a cheat meal, which by the way, none of that's free. You're eating back your deficit. And so it's important to keep in mind so that you don't get discouraged, that you need to pay attention to really what you're consuming and start really being self-aware of the things that you're consuming and you're not realizing it. Diary, using a tracker, MyFitnessPal, something like that, there's a million different apps. You can use whatever you like. Being super intentional with logging food, and also weighing and measuring your food will change your life and help you be so much more successful with your weight loss. Dieting's hard anyway on us, and we discourage ourselves a lot. And so one favor that you can do yourself is at least be on track with what you're really consuming, so that not only you could probably eat more on the other days, but on the days that you're only eating 1,200 calories, but also you can get those other days in check so that you could be successful from week to week with your weight loss, and that's only going to motivate you to keep going. And so what I want to say to you is, if you're really eating like a bird, it's time to check and see what's going on in your everyday life and on the weekends and every other time you're grabbing things here and there, so that you can really be aware of what's going on so that you can move forward and be successful. Okay guys, see you later.